known for their channel Namaste Juli.
So whatever happens in your daily life and what we choose to
We record it.
And then we put a blog about it.
A window into their day-to-day life.
I never seen an intercultural couple there. Also, in the internet, it's very rare.
NewsX influencer A-list proudly recognizes Juli Sharma and Arjun Sharma for culture-based content creation. Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX influencer A-list, and with us today is another intercultural couple, and they're going to share their journey with us. They're going to share with us how they come up on social media and what they do for content creation. Firstly, welcome Arjun and Juli. Thank you for joining us on the show. Let's start off with telling us about what exactly is the type of content you create.
So actually, basically we are daily bloggers. So whatever happens in your daily life and what we choose to
We record it.
And then we put a blog about it. And it's like a story from A point to B or B point, like how our day is starting and how our day is like ending.
Highlights of our life, basically.
Right, that's a very nice take on intercultural relationships. So we're having on this episode a couple of intercultural content creators who talk about their relationship online, and they do it in such a jovial way, which then removes the taboo out of the whole conversation, because there is some sort of taboo that exists. Before we go to that, do you think there is a lack of representation of intercultural couples, whether it comes to big screens or streaming platforms or even online?
Well, definitely. I mean, I watch a lot of Bollywood movies, and I never seen an intercultural couple there. Also, in the internet, it's very rare. I mean, by time, it's getting more and more, but in general.
And also in Bollywood movies, they show it in a different way. Like whenever there is someone in the someone is in love with Angrez, and वो आउट ऑफ द वे चला जाता है, फिर इंडियन लड़की आ जाती है, फिर वो वापस फॉरेनर जो लड़की होती है वो लड़के को भगाना चाहती है, फिर लड़का होता है वो लड़की को भगाना चाहता है, मतलब वो एक आउट ऑफ द सीन चला जाता है, उनकी स्टोरी मैच नहीं हो पाती बॉलीवुड की, तो वो अलग सीन रहता है.
So it's a very superficial take that's basically taken when you're talking about representation. It's not as deep as any other sort of love story is represented. So then, speaking about taboo, in that sense, Arjun and Juli, there are in fact conversations that are difficult to have when you're an intercultural couple. Things about offending the other person or the other person's community in terms of sensibilities, whatever sentiments, whether it's cultural, religious. So those conversations, when it comes to your daily vlogging, how do you then address them? Do you then bring in comedy to then sort of remove the seriousness that comes in the conversation and then make it easier to talk about? How do you then deal with that?
Well, actually, we both are adults, and we try to talk about every point which we are not clear about it, and we try to find compromises. What I do realize a lot is because of Indian history with British people, there is a little bit of mindset for English people. I'm not English, मैं Germany से हूँ, लेकिन white people are white people, the white people are अंग्रेजी है. So sometimes I feel a little bit of that, but I'm telling him how I feel, and he's very understanding, so we don't really.
And actually, what we do is like content creator. So we basically what we show is our life. So in our life we do different stuff. Like we do the household work, every housework we share it. So sometimes people they're telling me bro, you could have go for Indian girl, she would do it for you.
She would know how to cook the chai.
How to cook the chai. You will just sit on the chair and you'll get your chai by then. If I want to have a chai, I can make it by myself. So these are some issues like
there are, how to say that. Yeah. People think certain things of white people, of foreigners, which are not 100% true. An Indian wife can make a chai, and a foreign wife can also make a chai. It's not that I can care less about my husband than an Indian woman. Woman is woman.
Basically, you don't need to. If she wants to drink the chai, and then she can make a chai, I can make a chai. Anybody can make a chai. Anybody can do the household. I can do the dishes.
If you love each other, you will find a way. And
so we share the work.
It's not about nationality, where I'm coming from, where he's coming from. We're all human in the end. Right?
Absolutely. And, there, in fact, when we spoke to another such content creator who makes similar content to yours, we asked the question about, whether you do face some amount of racism that comes into the question, or, cultural appropriation then, something that, people maybe comment or reach out to you saying, in ways that they're trying to express either racism or cultural appropriation, which would possibly be one of the issues that you would face online. So you're saying then you do face such comments, and then do you also have positive reactions that are coming in?
A lot of
Yes, a
like
lot.
99% of them are positive actually.
Yes.
1% sometimes we face them, so we ignore them. Like most,
Hmm.
like you have to be thick skinned when you are on like
Thick
social
skin,
media.
yeah.
Yeah, like you have to have that. So you have to ignore this, and you cannot take this things in your mind, and you have
But
to.
mostly, I mean, we're happy to inspire the people. There are a lot of people coming towards us and sending us messages like, oh, I also have a foreign girlfriend. How can I convince my parents? And all those things. So it's still like a very, how to say that?
Sensitive topic.
Sensitive topic. It's still a sensitive topic, but we are trying to open the eyes towards people because a lot of families are watching our videos. So the families are actually seeing, okay, it does work. It's not something super weird that there's a foreigner and an Indian. It's a couple like everyone else. Like it's just.
So everything is okay now, but I do remember one thing, like, when we started, like, dating each other, and there was some of my friends, like actual, like real friends, they used to tell me like, ये लड़की तेरा 6 महीना खराब करेगी, 1 साल खराब करेगी, फिर मतलब सबसे पहले स्टार्टिंग हुआ 1 महीने से, 1 महीना खराब करेगी, फिर चली जाएगी वो अपने देश, तो अपने देश, या फिर कुछ भी हो जाएगा। तो फिर 1 महीना हो गया, फिर बोलते 6 महीना खराब करेगी, फिर बोलते अभी हम 3-4 साल से साथ में ही है, कोई हमारा तो, मैं तो पहले से ज्यादा खुश हूँ अभी। हाँ, तो लोग ये सोचते हैं कि तुम बस वही है कि अलग हो जाओगे जल्दी से जल्दी, फॉरेनर टिकते नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, फलाना टिपकाना, तो थोड़ा अजीब सा हो जाता है। बाकी 99% पॉजिटिविटी है हमारी।
Right. So you're also saying that, there are people who are reaching out to you. So when again comes to the conversation of representation, right, where people are then reaching out to you saying, thanks for representing this sort of a relationship. And then it makes it easier for them to also understand and then see, all right, it's not just us who are facing some issues like this. There are a lot of such couples, and these are common issues that are being faced by any sort of people who are in intercultural relationships. So then how do you then reach out to them, and in your content then do you address those issues?
See,
I think we usually just ignore that. Like we are showing our life how it is. We don't act anyhow different for the people. We try to
show them that it's
authentic.
working, like, it's authentic, it's working, so we don't need to explain something that, okay, this
don't
is
need
how
to go into that, like discussing about this kind of things. So
like,
we just
we want to, like, keep that,
try to keep it positive and go away from negativity. So we are not going into that.
All right. So tell us a little bit about how you met, and then how your relationship blossomed, and that's sort of a nice story for, I'm sure, our viewers will be interested in.
You want to tell it? You have better story.
Actually, हम Dubai में मिले. I went there for a beach holiday, and he was working there. And he talked to me on the beach. I was swimming. He didn't know how to swim, so he was like, "Hey, how do you do that?" Like instinctive.
And she was actually floating, not swimming. She was floating in the sea,
like a sea star.
Yeah, sea star. So I was like, "How do you do that? I want to do the same." So like, okay, I will. She was ignoring me, so you continue.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not ignoring. I was just like, "Isn't it weird? He's talking to me, asking me how to swim, how to do that." I thought everyone knows. And so when we came into a conversation, he was asking me for my number, and
which you didn't give me.
I made it a little bit hard, but in the end, I took his number, and I ended up texting him. And so on, we talked night by night and day by day, sleepless nights, just talking and texting and being on the phone. And then finally we met, and so on, we fell in love. And I moved to India. And I mean, first I moved to Dubai. We lived there together for 2 years.
2 years.
और ये के बाद हम इंडिया में शिफ्ट करे, तो अभी हम इंडिया में रहते हैं और हम बहुत खुश हैं.
Yeah, me too.
That's such a sweet story. Juli, I want to ask you, so before this, we had, a conversation with another content creator who was talking about the difficulties instead of merging two cultures. Juli, have you ever faced difficulty in sort of understanding Arjun's culture? And Arjun, have you faced something similar as well?
See, actually, like, have you ever faced something?
Well, there are things like in India, for example, the traffic is different. The mentality is different. Food is very important here. They are super proud of their food. I mean, there are many, many things which are different as in my country, but I learned to love them. What means I learned to love them? I love them from the beginning, actually, and I'm very good in adjusting, like in adopting the culture. I do wear Indian clothes. I do speak Hindi. I follow all these rituals. I'm very close to his family. We go there regularly and spend time with them. I also do learn cooking Indian food, and I love the food. So yeah, actually, it's not difficult. It's just a question of what you like and so on. I mean, I felt in love with him, and I also felt in love with his culture. And so on, I moved here, I live here. So I do live like, how to say that? You behave like a Italian when you live in Rome or something. There's an example.
When you're in Rome, you behave like Roman people or something like that.
Yeah, something like this.
So when you're in India,
I became Indian.
So I was saying that it's a very sweet way of putting it. And, let's end with what you'd like to say to other intercultural couples who are watching our content, who are following you, and, who want to then see representation of relationships similar to this.
One thing I want to say, like, if you're in love, nothing can stop you, and don't listen to to others. You should never listen to the other people, because they'll always try to confuse you, give you different kind of lectures and stuff. So if you're in love, and nothing else matters. One thing you want to ask, okay, do I see myself getting old with this woman? Like, do I see that, okay, I can get old, I can literally spend my whole life, next 50, 60 years with her? Then okay, I will go for it. I will do it, whatever other people say, I don't care. So one thing you should ask to yourself, that's it. Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, simple, just go follow your heart. And it doesn't matter what nationality, where she's coming from, what's her name, how she looks like, that all doesn't matter. When you love each other, you love each other, and that's what matters, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, on that very beautiful note, thank you so much, Juli and Arjun, for joining us. It was great having you. It was great listening to your journey, how you process, and how you put out your content, and what your whole process behind putting out content is. Thank you so much for joining us. It was great having you.
Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.